Hello everyone, good morning. I'm Dr. Sunil Sarvangya. This is my this is the very first video of my 30-day speaking challenge, and I have taken a 30-day speaking challenge in front of the camera. And in this video, I'm gonna talk about a book yesterday I read. Uh, Actually, I haven't completed that book. I have just completed chapter one, and from that particular book, I'd like to tell a story about I'd like to tell three stories from the book, and the three stories are related to the economic policy, right? From that book, which actually touches my heart. As I am from the economics background, and I read economics for the sake of how actually real world works beyond our imaginations, right? So right now, I'm standing in front of uh, my study room. This is the rope of our home. And see the background here. I'm from the background. I'm from the village area. So you find everywhere greenery, greenery, greenery. And there is, uh, harvester is going over there because this is the harvesting time. Our paddy is being cultivated sweetly, and tractor is getting and the harvester is harvesting the crop over there. So uh yes, as I have told you, I'd like to share three stories from the book Economics. uh it is from the chapter one. Let me tell you here, the three stories are like here: the American crime story, the second one is European, the killing of the doctor by the jar. And the third story is money and election relations, right? So, how the economic policy is being framed, that has to be discussed here. And ultimately, I'd conclude with my own opinions. So, I'd conclude with my own opinions, right? So, for the time being, let me tell you the first story: American crime history, right? The American crime story. So, for the time being, let me tell you the American crime story, right? What has happened during the year during the year 1870 to 1880, America was uh, suffering from the crime, right? America was suffering from the severe crime, and the policymaker, criminologist, economist, and the administrators over there have found that America was going to be a crime city by 2000s, right? By the end of the 2000, America would going to be a crime city. Everybody would going to fear America due to its rising or burning crime issues. Okay, this was the story. And there was another story linked with this particular crime story. Another part of this, there is another part of this particular story is that this was running on the parallel line. During those time, there was a lady who got pregnant, and she don't want the baby. She did not want the baby. So what she has to do? She's supposed to do. She's supposed to go to a doctor and ask for the abortions, but doctor refused to do so. Then she appealed. She made a complaint on the High Court because during this time, American law was forbidding abortions, right? Illegal abortions. Not illegal abortions, but uh American law was not allowed anybody to do the abortions, right? So what has happened? She fight on the court, and by the time she win, actually she win, she won the case, and by the time she won, she deliver a baby. And surprisingly, that judgment was a remarkable judgment. And referring to that particular judgment, most of the women's, those who want abortions, uh, succeed in their way. So this was actually a remarkable judgment. But how this particular abortion story linked to the crime story? See, by the end of 2000s, the criminologist, policymaker predicted that the America would going to be a crime city by the end of 2000s. But that would not happen. That did not happen because of different reasons. So policymaker surprised and found the regions, and the region lies here on the abortion story, right? So as I have told you, what is the moral of? Okay, so what was the moral of the story? The moral of the story is that America was thinking that by restricting the crime through the police, by monitoring the crime through the police, by employing lots of police over the city, would going to decrease the crime. But that was not the story. But that was not the situations. That did not happen. What has happened? The solutions to the crime was lying somewhere else. Where it was else? Where it was lied? It was lied in the abortions because unwanted children were born unwanted children were born and they did not being taken care of. So their psychology, their mental ability, and everything was not in stable. So they pushed themselves. The unwanted child, when they grown up, they pushed themselves to the illegal activities like drug, abusing of girls, then then they stole the things from the different area. They did not hesitate to murder a person as well. So that was a story. But mm, with that particular story, what we learn? We learn that policy lies somewhere else. We need to find out every possible idea, everything we see, and link it to the policy, right? So, this is the first story. And here is the second story. The second story is that the killing, jar killing the doctor story, right? Sometimes we find wrong relationship, right? That means, uh, see, what was happened here in the Europe, probably in the Germany, during the time of Jar, Jar or the king of that time think that when when think he did not think actually, he observed that when whichever area he found more doctors, there would be plenty of you know uh, patients over there. So he wrongly correlate that whenever there is doctor, there is patients, right? And he started to killing the doctors, believing that if I kill the doctor, then patient will be decreased, right? Then patient will be decreased. Okay, this was the belief of that particular yeah. Then what has happened? This was a opposite correlations. The story is that whenever there is lots of patients, doctor supposed to go there and treat them. Here, there are two variables. One is the dependent variable, other one is the independent variable. What was the independent variable? The independent variables are the doctors, are the patients, right? When patient increases, the doctors are getting increases. And Jar understand it oppositely. Whenever there is doctor, there is patient going on, right? So wrongly, the doctors decided to kill the wrongly the Jar decided to kill the doctor, and the situation was very catastrophic, right? From this particular story, what would like to understand? we would like to get some idea from this particular story is that we sometimes see relations, or we sometimes see a particular things from the policy perspective, we see wrongly, right? We see wrongly. What we should do? We should understand this particular theory, this particular idea from the different perspective. W- Like a doctor should not be killed. Doctors supposed to do very good work over there, and we kill them. All right. So what was the third story? What is the third story? I'd like to say the third story is here is like uh the money and the election relations. Sometime policymaker and the economist observed that whenever there is plenty of money going on, uh, plenty of money invested by a political party, then that political party uh, was supposed to win. Is there any relationship between the winning of the elections and the money they put on the elections? If money increases, chances of winning going on. Is there any relations? Of course not. Because do you think if I stand over there, if I make expenses more than the winning candidate, do you think I'll win the elections? No. Money is a third factor. We forcefully relate that to the winning of the relations. What is the main factor? Main factor we left behind. What was the main factor? Main factor is that the popularity of the leader, the popularity of the party is the main things. If the popularity of the party and the leader was not there, whatever amount of money you are putting on there would definitely going to vanish, right? So, from this particular story, what we would like to understand? From this particular story, what we understand? We understand that whenever we are making some relations, whenever we are making some relations among the variables, we should wisely choose the variable to put in front of the model, right? So, from these three particular story, let me tell you the conclusions and my perspective. Actually, I love the book reading Freakonomics. I love the reading book Freakonomics because it was really eye-opening. So, dear friend, let me tell you here, this is the end of this particular video. I have completely, though I made lots of mistake over here, I have successfully completed 12 to 13 minutes of speaking challenges. So this is the first day, and see you in the next video. See you in the next day two. See, uh, so this is the end of this particular video. Dear friends, see you in the next video with day two challenge. Keep supporting.